West Lombard, an apartment community in St. John's, has permanently solved the problem of those yearly PGE rate hikes. They are 100% solar powered, and electricity is included with every lease. They're also conveniently located directly across from New Seasons Market, close to all the awesome local small businesses in downtown St. John's, as well as the University of Portland and the Adidas North American headquarters. And they're giving away $25 Visa gift cards if you schedule a tour today. Visit westlombard.com for more information. That's westlombard.com.
Diamore Law Group believes personal injury is about public safety, not just a settlement check. Led by veteran trial attorney Tom Diamore, with over 30 years of experience holding negligent drivers, corporations, and unsafe institutions accountable across Oregon. And clients pay nothing unless they win. If you or someone you love has been seriously injured, call 503-222-6333 or visit diamorelaw.com to schedule a free consultation.
Last year, our city might have set a record for new Italian restaurant openings. And if you like Italian food as much as I do and are also easily overwhelmed by too many options, we're going to give you a starter's guide on which ones, in our humble opinion, are actually worth the visit. So today on CityCast Portland, we're talking with Oregonian restaurant critic Michael Russell about his favorite new Italian spots and what to order if you go. Plus, which ones are maybe not worth all the hype. It's Thursday, January 15th. I'm Claudia Meza, and this is what Portland's talking about. Hey, Michael, before we get into it, I want to hear your take on why you think Italian food is trending in Portland right now, and if you think this is just a phase.
I don't think it's a phase. I think Portlanders have loved Italian food for a long time. I mean, you look back at one of Portland's earliest sort of important restaurants, and it's Genoa. And this is a place that, I mean, maybe most notably Kathy Wims, who ended up opening Nostrana, worked at from line cook up to chef and part owner. But what we saw in 2025 was just like this remarkable explosion of new Italian restaurants. I don't think we see 7, 8, 9 places, new Italian places open in 2026. So by that standard, no, the trend won't continue. But the trend of Portlanders loving Italian food and loving Italian wine, like we're one of the Oregonian ran a story like 10 years ago about how Portland imports, some of the most Italian wine in America. So it's a big deal for us. I don't see that changing next year.
Do you mean the most Italian wine? Like I'm thinking of like, what is the most Italian wine in America? And I hear what you're saying. You're saying the appetite for Italian food is not a phase. That's something that's been established. And like you said, so many Italian restaurants opened in 2025. And I noticed a trend, which was that a lot of these were red sauce leaning Italian American cuisine. Did you see that trend as well? Or were those just the ones that popped up on my IG feed,
No, you're dead on. Last year was the year of red sauce, or as I called it in this article I wrote, the rise of the Ristorante, like Riz, like, I'm cool. Mm-hmm. I get slang, kid slang.
Yeah.
Thank you. Please clap. Yeah, you didn't see a lot of like, oh, we're going to do regional, Tuscan cuisine. This was more East Coast Italian that obviously has roots from Italian dishes. So you're dead on. It was the year of red sauce last year.
Yeah. So you visited 8 different Italian restaurants that opened up in the past year. Can you name them all? I just want to see how many I've been to.
Yeah. Let me see if I can do it blind. I visited some of them in September, mm-hmm. and I wrote this article in October, I think. So we're going back a few months already. But okay, so Bistecca, mm-hmm. which was an Italian steakhouse in Slabtown.
It's what used to be Mama Bird.
It replaced Mama Bird, so they do all their cooking is like over wood fire. Dimo's Italian Specialties, which was a Italian supper club next door to Dimo's a Pizza. Oh. They also do sandwiches during the day, which were pretty good. Fantino, which is a very hip, very like not talked about in the press Italian restaurant. It opened like way back in February of last year, and nobody wrote about it at all in town. And I didn't even see a lot of TikToking as much as I follow that, which is not a ton. So that place was pretty under the radar. Very hip, very cool, stylish, a lot of good vibes there. All right, so that's three. Hey Luigi, which opened like right as I was writing this article. I was already in the middle of the research. Hey Luigi opened, and it's an Italian cocktail bar, sister restaurant to Bistecca in Slabtown.
Oh, interesting.
Probably going to forget one of these. Maglia Rosa, which means it's like the jersey worn by the leader of the Giro d'Italia. I forget what it's called, but it's the big bike race like the Tour de France. Monty's Red Sauce down in Selwood, another like full on Italian red sauce place. Selwood Moreland, I guess, Westmoreland. Okay, the my sort of wild card in this whole thing was Parallel, which I think actually opened in 2024, but I didn't make it until 2025. And it's only a pseudo Italian restaurant. We can talk about that later.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then number eight, I can't believe I actually remembered all these. Sunday Sauce, which is another full on, full throated Jersey style red sauce Italian place. A lot of fun up in North Portland, a lot of parm, Caesar salad, Sunday Sauce, which is like rigatoni with this like tomato gravy that's almost entirely meat, like very, very meaty, almost like a someone plopped a pulled pork plate on top of your noodles. And that's the eight. That's the eight.
You know that I had the entire 8 listed. Like I could have helped you out, Michael, but I was really
You
excited
just
for
wanted to
you to
catch
do it
me
on
up.
your.
I know.
No, I was just like, he's gonna do it. And what's crazy is like you said it almost in the exact same order like it was written for me. So that was amazing.
I went alphabetical.
Oh, I thought that I was going to at least have gone to 3 of these restaurants.
Okay.
I've only been to one.
That's unlike you.
I
You
know.
keep up with the restaurants. I know.
I've only been to one. So, and we'll talk about that later.
Oh my God. Okay. Wait. Can I guess which one you've been to? Is it Fantino? You
No.
can tell me later.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
It'll come
No,
out. Trust me.
I know you may be a Sunday sauce person. All right. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
We'll talk about it.
So these 8 restaurants, you tried their menu. I know you try things extensively, but you so I know that you've like had the food here. We're just going to focus on the top 3, starting with the under the radar Fantino. So you already told us like it came in. I kind of like that it doesn't have that much hype. I feel like a restaurant can really grow into itself. But tell us like what you liked about it and like what people should order.
I think that might be why they kept things so under the radar. I mean, they
Hmm.
took over this random, I think it was a vegan restaurant on Division. I think it used to be called Papa G's. I'm not sure I actually ever ate
Oh,
there,
interesting. I
but like
totally know Papa
22nd and
G's. Yeah.
Division. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and it was like a place you'd walk by and had been there a long time and didn't really think much about it. And then all of a sudden it reopens as this Fantino, which means jockey in Italian. And the vibe inside is very like horse themed. Like there's all these paintings of horses and it's kind of clubby inside. It's very intimate. Between the bar and the tables, there might be 30, 40 seats in there. I'm not sure. But there's like a really famous restaurant in New York that's famous for being impossible to get into called the Polo Bar. And I feel like that kind of horse theme they have is
Oh,
like
like an
kind of
inspiration.
echoed
Yeah.
here. Yeah, I feel like a little bit. In a sense, it is hard to get into Fantino because there's so few seats. In the summer, it expands a bit with this patio, and I think they've covered it. So technically, you could sit outside, although I'm not sure you would necessarily want to. I went twice to your point about me sort of being exhaustive with this. Maybe less so considering I had so many restaurants to go to for this thing. But I think my favorite dishes were what I had in the summer. I sat outside. They had a menu of spritzes and like both non-alcoholic and alcoholic. I got a pasta al limone, which was just like a
Oh,
really
I
bright,
love pasta al limone.
delicious. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
so simple. I could see someone being like, why am I going to go to this place and spend, I don't know, $26 on pasta that's so simple? But, it's just a really fun time. There were fresh salads. There's a little bit of a Spanish thing going on with the menu with like pan con tomate and
Mm.
gildas. And I would actually skip all of that part of the menu.
Okay.
And they had a whole branzino. And I knew nothing about this restaurant. I was coming in like ice cold. And this guy walks up and he's like, brings the branzino to the table and he's like deboning it. And I'm like, this is like, you don't see this in Portland very much. And
Mm-mm.
well, I have seen it in Portland where they've just torn the fish apart. And he did a pretty good job. I come to find out later, this is Garrett McAleese, who is the scion of the Kells Irish pub family. which has
That's
like
so
pubs in.
interesting.
I know. And so he's like doing his own thing. He's off on his own. He's creating his own business here and making this very hip, fun Italian restaurant. I don't think it was like strictly the best food I had at the 8 restaurants, but it was probably top 3, and they're putting a lot of work in. There's plenty of polish in like the steaks, the fish, the pastas are strong, and it's just a great vibe. You know, the vibes are like, to me, 10 out of 10 in Portland right now.
Yeah.
So if the food is only like a 8, like, okay, to me, the vibe part kind of swept it up. And I actually ended up putting Fantino in our best new restaurants guide at the end of the year.
Now you had a good time.
I had fun. Yeah. And I would go back. I would definitely go back. And it's like, I went with friends. I went on a date with my wife. I feel like you could treat it in different ways. And, you know, like if there's a long wait, you can just go up to Reel 'em In up the street and have a beer.
And like hang out even.
Hang out.
You know what you
Whatever.
should do?
Have some fried chicken.
Go to Reel 'em In, order a fried chicken, go to Fantino's, have your full-on meal. By the time you're done with that, you can take that fried chicken home, have a late night dinner snack.
It's a very good fried chicken. No argument here.
Yeah. I'm sensing the branzino and the pasta al limon are the ones that you would say.
If you can wait until the sun comes back and sit on that patio and it has all those like Cinzano umbrellas and like, yeah, it feels, I mean, it's like you're in a parking lot on Division Street, but like it's kind of Amalfi Coast vibes a tiny bit.
Yeah, Division Street. Yeah, parking lot, Amalfi Coast. Exactly.
Yeah. They need to build a little swimming pool in the parking lot you can jump into afterwards.
I'm starting to get excited for the next 2. But let's take a quick break here. And when we come back, more Italian restaurants to check out and some that aren't quite worth it. Currently at OMSI, you can dive back in time to explore what lurked beneath the surface in Monsters of the Abyss, aquatic predators past and present. This immersive exhibit takes guests on a journey through millions of years, revealing the rise and fall of Earth's most famous and fearsome aquatic predators. It even features a full-scale replica of a Spinosaurus, an aquatic dinosaur even larger than a T-Rex. There's also real fossils you could touch, as well as live animal encounters connected to these creatures of the past, led by expert educators who are ready to answer any questions you might have about life under the sea. This is a perfect outing for families and explorers of all ages. Tickets are on sale now at omsi.edu. That's omsi.edu. Just a quick traveling hack for all the new Oregonians. If you're thinking about getting away somewhere in the state next year, January is actually when locals plan ahead. This is when the best places for the rest of the year start filling up, especially for the summer. Cascadia Getaways is Oregon-owned and operated, run by locals who genuinely love showing people their favorite corners of the state. They have homes on the coast, around Mount Hood in Central Oregon, and they just launched in Oregon Wine Country, which is already booking fast. And when you book directly with Cascadia Getaways, you're skipping the big third-party booking fees, which can be as high as 15 to 20%. You can go take a look at their properties at cascadiagetaways.com to see what's available and to learn more. That's cascadiagetaways.com. The Getaways is plural. Book direct, book local, explore Oregon. A new year is the perfect time for a fresh start. If you've been wanting to improve your team's work dynamics and communication, and no one has taken you up on a top golf outing, check out Skill Charter. They're a locally owned leadership development company that's already helped colleagues at Portland State, Wild Cannabis, and Nonstop Health reconnect, reset, and actually work better together. Skill Charter's workshops are fun, affordable, and designed to create real lasting change long after everyone goes back to the office. They help growing organizations build strong teams by providing the space to finally have the kinds of conversations you never have time for. They bring the structure, facilitation, clarity, practical tools, and plenty of humor. You just have to bring your people. To learn more, explore case studies, or connect with co-founders Kate and Corin, go to skillcharter.com. That's skillcharter.com. So next on your list is Maglia Rosa. So what's the best thing you ate there?
I'm thinking of this like very wintry squash ravioli that just kind of blew me away. And this place, just for the background of it, was the Bollywood Theater, the big one on Division
Oh,
Street.
no
So this is actually
way.
like
It's a
really close to
huge
Fantino.
space. Yeah, that's also just a huge space.
It's a barn. And, you know, if Fantino is like, hey, we're fully booked or we have 3 hour wait today, you could just go to Malia Rosa. And I actually think the food at Malia Rosa, what I had, which maybe not quite as much as I would for like a full review, was still, I probably tried 8 or 9 things. I would give the nod to Malia Rosa over Fantino. There were really fresh seasonal salads. Troy McClarty, who is the chef owner of Bollywood Theater, worked at Chez Panisse Cafe in Berkeley. That's where he fell in love with Indian food at the famous Vic's Chaat. Came up here to work for Naomi Pomeroy in the Ripe restaurant group. But then when that fell apart, he ended up going to Lovely's Hula Hands, which was like
Oh, yeah.
sort of Italian med precursor to Lovely's 50/50 Pizzeria. And so people like have had Troy's Italian food in town, but not for over a decade,
Hmm.
15 years maybe. And he's back with it at this Malia Rosa. But you know, like when he told me about it last year, or 2 years ago, I think, I was kind of like, well, is this just him? Like Bollywood's not working anymore. Is he just trying to do something that's a bit more profitable in that space? But like then I started eating the food and I was like, this guy is really about sourcing of seasonal produce. The cooking's really strong. Those ravioli that I had were made in the restaurant. And I think they had little like amaretti cookie crumbles on top to sort of like
Oh, wow.
match the sweetness of the
Of the
squash,
squash.
which
Oh,
was
that's an
yeah,
interesting texture combo. I'm looking at their Instagram and I noticed that they also have pasta for sale. Like it almost looks like they have like a little market in there.
they fully do. They fully
Yeah,
do. And
I love
the
that.
Bollywood Theater used to sell idli and ghee and spice blends,
Oh, I
and
see.
now it's converted all to Italian wines and pastas and sauces. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it is probably the one place that, for whatever reason, I don't think Portland has decided to check it out. I think it's such a big space, so even if there's 20 people, even if there's 30 people in there, where Fantino looks like punk rock concert, Bollywood theater space, the Malia Rosa space feels pretty empty. It's because they can fit like 140 in there probably.
I'm really excited to go try it out because this is what happens with me is I never plan anything and I want to go to a restaurant that's just like, sit here. It's why I like RJ Skillets because I'm just like, that place is huge. Like, I'm never going to wait on a Sunday.
I recommend it. And the one other thing that might be throwing people off, it's counter service. And it feels to me like it should be full service.
Hmm.
But again, you look at the context of this,
Oh, you have
the
to go
Bollywood theater
up
guy,
and
you have to go up
order.
and order, and then they bring the food to your table. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
But the food is there. The food is there. That's the number one thing. And then the sort of like secret ingredient, the
Okay.
secret weapon is the pastry chef.
Oh, so you definitely want to do dessert then.
Yeah, you're going to want to save room for dessert.
Well, the last Italian restaurant that you were like, okay, this is the cream of the crop from last year, was Parallel. Okay, I gotta tell you, Fontina, I saw. I remember hearing about, or I remember seeing like the sign and everything and being like, oh, park in my brain. Madre Rosa, never heard of it. Parallel, never heard of it. So you're kind of blowing my mind.
So Parallel was my bonus pick in the article. I call it that because I was kind of shoehorning it in. I believe it opened in 2024. And like, it's got this kind of Art Deco, very like wine. It's a wine bar, first of all. It's got this like kind of classic wine bar look, not the sort of
Hmm.
scrappy natural wine bars you see in Portland. This one's got couches and comfy chairs. The service is really like excellent at Parallel.
Hmm.
And like the last time I walked in there, which was a couple months ago, the room was filled with the smell of like Casa Kreiner sausage, like a cheese-filled Germanic sausage. So I'm like, this isn't very Italian. But that being said, the owners, Stacy and Joey Gibson, met in New York working at Lunetta, which was a well-regarded Italian restaurant there.
Hmm.
And the menu is, I would say, depending on how you read certain dishes, it's like 60% Italian, including the best meatballs I had on this entire journey that I was
Oh,
on. Yeah,
okay.
great meatballs, great service. The concept is a little funky. here's how it works. Stacy is like a totally awesome sommelier. Like she's been on the Oregon Wine Board. She picks the wines that she loves first. And then her husband, Joey, makes the dish sort of based on the wine to pair with the wine.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be the way they do their sort of Caesar type salad or an agnolotti with a blood orange gastrique. The meatballs pair with an Italian red. That's an obvious pairing, but the wines she picks are so good.
Yeah.
And if you're someone who maybe isn't like super confident with wine and just wants someone to say, here's a glass that is absolutely awesome and a dish that is going to pair with it in ways that are like interesting and delicious, that is like the first place I'm going to send you, because I mean, it's also a little out of the way. And like Malia Rosa, it's not quite as hyped on the like Portland food hype meter. It's been a little quiet when I've been there, and it's on the north side of Sandy Boulevard, like between I-84 and Sandy.
Oh, okay.
Bit of a tricky place to get to, but yeah, go there if you want like a nice adult meal with good service and probably not much of a wait. I was just a big fan of everything I ate there, though it's not all Italian.
It's definitely more of a wine forward experience because they've won the Wine Spectator Award of Excellence, is what I'm reading here.
Ooh,
Yeah. Can I give you a little bit of gender bias, Michael?
please do.
I love a lady som.
Oh.
There's just something about a lady som that I feel very taken care of and I feel listened to. It doesn't feel like someone's rattling off knowledge. It feels like someone's like trying to actually cater to my experience. That is my gender bias about lady soms. And so I'm really excited about this.
Very binary of you, Claudia. Very binary of you.
Should we just cut that whole thing out? Do you think
I
I'm
don't
going to
mind.
get a lot of, I'm going to
No,
get so much hate mail from Portland being like, how dare you prefer a lady som?
Claudia, I think the wine world is very male dominated. I mean, if you watch these like documentaries about becoming a sommelier and like the high
They're
end world of
amazing.
wine,
Yeah.
they're amazing.
Like
They're so fun
those
to watch.
documentaries, yeah.
It's hard. I mean, it might not be as hard as like trying to become a female doctor in the 1930s or something, but it is like there is a male club in wine that you have to break into. So someone who can do that and rise to the top is impressive. And yeah, but I don't know, women versus men. I'm not going to step into
Michael's
that.
not going to get any hate mail.
But Stacy alone is one of my favorite somms in the city, and I'm somewhat allergic to sommeliers. I often would rather just
I wonder why
look
that
through the
is,
wine list
Michael.
personally.
I know.
Because they're all men. I hate men. Men suck.
Oh, man. Okay, well, before we wrap up, now that we're on the negative train, now that we're on the haterade here, were there any places of the 8 that you were just like, you know what, this isn't for me? And again, we don't trash small businesses here. We support small businesses. We want everyone to succeed. But
True.
we also have to be honest in our reviews. Was there anything that you're just like, I'm not that fond of what happened? My experiences here. Yeah.
In this roundup I put together to make things kind of easier for people, I put a verdict at the bottom of each one. It was just kind of like, hey, like, what should you get? Is it great? Does it need some time? I felt like Sunday Sauce in North Portland was a place that we had like a good chicken parm, but then the eggplant parm was very oily. I mean, I got the sense they might be deep frying it or something.
Yeah.
I could be totally wrong about that, but like I called it an oil sponge, which isn't the nicest thing to say, but it was really hard to eat, the eggplant parm. And I would say oiliness was like a feature, like things being too oily. I saw that with some of the dishes at Dimo's Italian Specialties, especially the pastas, which I've loved the pastas at the pizzeria next door. It's sort of like a undersung hit of the pizzeria. So at the supper club next door, yeah, I mean, too much richness, too much salt, too much oil on a lot of dishes. Then like we get this pork chop and it's like awesome. Portions at Dimo's are very generous. So I actually think you could have a lot of fun there. It's just, you got to be a little careful with what you order.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gabriel Pascuzzi, he was on Top Chef. He had Mama Bird. He's got 2 places in Slabtown.
I loved Mama Bird.
I didn't love Mama Bird. We're opposite there, I think.
Yeah, I loved it just because I love the simplicity of it. Like, I just like the no frills. Like, I want a good, well-made chicken and some potatoes and some dipping sauces. Like, I'm happy in a cocktail, nice cocktail. Totally happy.
And they had a great beer list at Mama Bird. Yeah, so I mean, there's things to like. I just, those 2 places, Bistecca and Hey Luigi.
Yeah.
Like, I tried both of them. I only tried like 2 things at Hey Luigi. So that's like, I can't say too much about that. And I like my cocktail at Hey Luigi. I think you can have fun at both of them. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't think they're for me. That's all I'll say.
That's all it is.
Nice.
Yeah.
They might not be for me. I'll keep trying. Gabriel seems like an okay dude.
I'm definitely gonna, I mean, even with, your review of like, it's not for me, I'm still gonna try it because I liked Mama Bird. So I'm gonna try Bistecca. I've actually had a friend who loved it, who was like, oh, you gotta try Bistecca. It's so great. So
Okay.
I just want for people listening, I mean, this is what
If I'm
happens.
going to spend a couple $100, I mean, I'm old school. I just want to go to Ringside. I just want like
Yeah.
a classic
Sick.
steakhouse experience, and with the
100%.
great
Yeah.
service. Service was fine at Bistecca. It's just like, why wouldn't you go and have the vibes and
Yeah.
whatever? Again, I don't want to knock these places. I think a lot of them could be better. Like Dimo's a pizza has gotten better. I think Dimo's Italian specialties, I just want them to rein in the salt, rein in the oil, and maybe the menus, which is like crazy long. Also, they do this like crazy annoying thing there,
Oh no.
which is that
Michael
here we go.
really has opinions here about.
No. It happened twice because I went back and I
Okay.
just like, the first time I thought it was a mistake.
Okay.
They bring you this like tasting menu with no prices on it
Oh, I hate that.
when you sit down. And this is a family style Italian place with like 80 seats. You're like, what is this? Like, huh? What? Like, I don't get it. It's confusing. There may be like a price at the top, and it might even be like a relatively low price, like 65 or 55. I can't remember. Like, it actually could be a good deal. But like, I was there with my parents and my kids, and neither of those demographics wants to eat 4 courses of heavy Italian food.
Yeah.
Nor do we want to spend $55 or $65 on it. Like, we just want a kid's noodle. So we're like, like, where's my menu? I want prices. So then we had to ask, and they brought it. And then like I went back, sat at the bar, and again it happened. And I'm like, this is just weird. Like, please stop that. Bring people the menu with the prices, and then have a little box in it that says, if you want our chefs to make a 4-course meal for you for X dollars, that's actually a great value. But like, to just make it the only option, and then you have to be confused about it, I didn't like that. But I think Demos could be like, talk to me in 6 months. I could love Demos. I especially love the steak and the pork there. And Sunday sauce too. Like, I like the simplicity of it. The vibes are great. It was obviously very busy when I was there because they had just opened. And I would say that's another place I'm kind of looking forward to going back to in 2026. So yeah, I mean, I don't know that I hated any of them.
Yeah. I will say, Michael, when we talk about why some of these places get hype and why some of them don't, a lot of it is location. I think that the reason why Sunday Sauce hits so hard, aside from having a strong social media presence, is where it's at. It's in a very well trafficked neighborhood. It's in North Portland, it's all these things. And I was telling you, I've only been to one place, and it was Sunday Sauce. And it was because my cousin was like, hey, I saw this on Instagram. My aunt, his mom is in town. Will you come with us? And I was like, okay. Like, I'm not a big fan of just like East Coast Italian food. I'll be honest. Like, I find it fun, but after a while, I'm just like, all right, I get it. And I find it a little too oily. And I gotta tell you, I had the exact same verdict for myself for Sunday Sauce, except I really loved the people who worked there. I thought the service was so sweet. I thought the vibes were amazing. But for the amount of wait that you would have to get in there, and the quality of what I thought was the food that came towards me and the price, it did not add up for me, And so, I mean, if somebody like really wants to go back there with me, I'll do it. But like, even the cocktail, I was just like, girl, what is this? Like, I was just like not feeling that place. And people love Sunday Sauce.
Do they? Okay.
So I'm just
surprised.
saying, yeah. So
The
I'm just
vibes
saying,
are
like,
good.
people love that place.
I'm going to give Sunday Sauce some time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's give it some time. Agreed on the service. Vibes are good. But yeah, I think the thing that might be missing from Portland's new Italian restaurant scene is this sense of, if you're actually at a red sauce Italian restaurant in New York or New Jersey, the number one word that's going to come to mind is generosity. The plates are going to be big. The prices are going to be reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Are the ingredients going to be sourced from some cult boutique farm? No, probably not.
Mm-hmm.
But the food's going to be delicious. You're going to go home happy with leftovers. But, I don't know. I'm not running a business, so
I want to back my statement saying that I don't like East Coast Italian food, because I just realized that my favorite place to eat Italian food is the North End, and that is the most Italian American place
There you go.
And I freaking love the North End.
Oh, and to your listeners, we are talking about new Italian restaurants. Even when that's in the top of my headline, I will always get emails. Why didn't you put Nostrana in here? Why didn't you put Gabbiano's in here? Why didn't you put...
This happens. We did one about the best books of the year, and people were like, why did you talk about this? It was the book that came out in 2024 and 2023.
What about Grapes of Wrath? Where's Anna Karenina on this new books list?
But yeah, thank you for your service. Thank you for going to all of these Italian restaurants and trying them out. We'll link to your article. And again, if you heard us maybe say, we didn't really quite dig that, you should still try it out.
All these places are fun. These places are fun.
Well, Michael, appreciate you hanging out with me, going through some of these Italian restaurants. Fingers crossed that whatever the trend is for 2026, that it is something that we don't have already.
Agreed.
Imagine if we just got more pizza.
There's so much pizza. I didn't even talk about pizza in this thing. I've got like a list of 25 new pizzerias somewhere that's...
I hate being that hater, but I'm like, stop it. Just stop it. We have enough pizza.
I don't know that I'm going to eat Detroit-style pizza again for many years.
And now for some events happening this week. Every Thursday on the show, we like to bring you a few recommendations to help you plan your weekend. And here's what we got. Starting this Friday, OMSI Studio Ghibli Film Festival runs through March 2nd. Almost every Studio Ghibli film will be shown on the largest screen in the city. But you gotta grab tickets early because the screenings do tend to sell out. Also this Friday is a Love the Land seed swap at the Tryon Creek State Natural Area. It's going from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Bring your favorite seeds to trade. Of course, native plants are preferred. And if you're looking for a new hobby to pick up during the rainy season, the Independent Publishing Resource Center, or IPRC, is having an intro to screen printing class that goes from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. More info on their site. If you'd like earlier access to our event picks, you can always join our membership at membership.citycast.fm. Not only will you get earlier access to our events, but you also get ad-free listening, member-only invites to events and other meetups, plus so much more. You can find more details at membership.citycast.fm. That's membership.citycast.fm. Of course, there's so much more happening this weekend. For even more local events and news, sign up for our daily newsletter or hit up our website, portland.citycast.fm. We'll throw a link for all this in the show notes. That's all for today here on CityCast Portland. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, share it with a friend or rate and leave us a good review. It really helps us out. And don't forget, you can support this show and get some great perks by becoming a CityCast neighbor. Just visit membership.citycast.fm for all the details. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more from around the city. Until then, see you at Slim's.